everyone, welcome to Allergy Friendly Cooking. And tonight's live is all about how to use things at home to be healthier, cook healthier, get semi healthier, and everything. Hi, Cynthia. And when you run about 3 channels, it's like, okie dokie. You gotta make sure you're in the right place at the right time, you know? Um, yeah, technical difficulties. Right, there we go. Okay, I just gotta make sure I was live on the right channel. So tomorrow night I'll be live on our treasure home. So tonight we're talking about using food at home, to cook differently, make it healthier, all kinds of. So I've got a range of stuff to show y'all tonight. Um, and some of these things you already have. I'm quite sure you probably have at home in your house already and everything. Um, like noodles. So my noodles video is coming either came out tonight or coming out. And I use these stars. These are the La Modern. Oh, but I don't know how to pronounce that name. Moderna. Alright, whatever. They're made from durum wheat. So I have a book that is the book is for your blood type, and in one part of it it says it's a neutral, and then for breads and everything it says avoid. Almost like you contradicting yourself. But these actually made a lot of noodles. These little stars did. I'm just like, oh my goodness. But one thing I will suggest is that um, add your noodles at the towards the end because they will get mushy if you don't want mushy noodles. So here's a way. I think it's like 48 cents, 58 cents per bag. And you can divide it up. You can half a bag, depends on how big a servings you want. And then you can add, and oh my goodness, all kinds of different things to these. You can make chicken and stars if you want to. I didn't make chicken and stars. Y'all just have to go watch the video. And then you can do all kinds of different vegetables. It's just like it was so cool because I was like, I didn't need chicken and stars. I was like, I want to do something else so everybody can see. And so that's what I did. And that's one thing you can do is, and then add with the noodles is add different vegetables besides your peas, your carrots. Think outside the box. It could be a broccoli, cauliflower. Look in your freezer what you have and see what frozen vegetables need to be used up and make a pot of soup with some star noodles. Um, you know, it, it just like it's like, oh my goodness, what do I have? And then you get this whole pantry, and I was like, I don't have nothing to do, but you actually do. We just have to think and everything. And of course, I had your seasonings. I had salt, black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and I put a bay leaf in there. And bay leaves are surprisingly very healthy. People don't realize that. We just think of flavoring. So the next thing we're going to talk about some drinks real quick, is water. So I have several of these because I used to put my flour in here, but it's just easier for me to have water right here at my desk. And I flavor it with take a cucumber. I don't need a whole lot, just probably a couple inches off the end of a cucumber. We wash it and everything really good. Cut it up, put it in my water. Um, with that, you can add lemon. If you don't have lemons, you can use lemon juice from the bottle. It's the same thing. Or, have a lime, cut it up, and, squeeze the lime juice and the lemon juice in there. I used to just cut it up, squeeze it, and then put the not the whole thing, but the part I cut up into my water. And it's like, after a while, it's like, that's so hard. So I just stopped doing it. But you just take your water, add your lemon juice, and this is a teaspoon. So if you want more than a teaspoon, there you go. Just lemon juice from the bottle. When I don't have any lemons, exactly, there you go, because that's how I get it. It's just lemons. And then you make it so tight. Give it a shake every time you go to use it. And there you go. So hello TV watchers. Hi chat. Hi replay watchers. And that last 2 minutes goes by really fast. So y'all will see that I'm itching and everything and explaining in a minute. But this cup right here, my Charlie Brown in the game cup, but 3 cups of these equal this right here. So I get 3 of those cups out of this. So I know that 3 cups equals a half gallon of water, because that's a half gallon. So I can measure how much water or liquid I'm drinking each day. So if I don't have one sitting here, I can go to the sink and get me some water. And if it's 3 times, then I know that I've got a half gallon of water in there. 6 of these would make a gallon of water, plus the coffee and the tea and other things that I drink. So right now I have a green tea bag in here. So, like if you have green tea at home, you can take and you have a black tea bag. You can actually put those together and make a different type of tea. And then if you have like lemon peels and everything, if you take in the lemon peels and dehydrate them and then crush them up like this, you've got, I have lemon and lime. This might just be more lemon. That's just my lemon. Oh, it smells so good. But it has lots of nutrients in there too. You can add it to your teas. If you have honey, you can take honey and add lemon to your honey. This is lemon and ginger honey, and this makes it more, a liquid and everything. But then you can add this to your teas. I got 3 pepper seeds here. I'll take those off. Maybe. And so you can just add that instead of, if you don't want to use sugar, just add your honey to your tea. And try to make sure I don't get this all over my hands. This is sticky. You can add as little as much as you want. And that's, I got your lemon flavor in it too. And stir it up and you got lemon and, lemon honey tea. Oh, that's tart. So that's something else you can do when it comes to getting something to drink and everything. If you like coffee, add a dash of cinnamon to your coffee, or a dash of nutmeg. I have my cocoa powder, nutmeg, cloves, cinnamon, and ginger mix that I put in my coffee. But I realized cloves can help relax. And I was like, why am I always so sleepy? So that's what I was like, oh, okay, then we'll use that at nighttime. That's good. And then a hot chocolate mix. Or if you want to use, warm up some milk and put that in milk at nighttime, to help, relax and everything. Another thing you can do, it's called golden milk. And I'll be making some of that on videos on here also. But everybody uses the turmeric. Some people think the turmeric paste. You really don't have to. You could just take the turmeric and have turmeric and ginger, and some people use black peppercorn or black pepper, and you pour a cup of milk, heat it up, and you put this to taste. Start off with an eighth of a teaspoon. You can just build up to a teaspoon, and this helps with relaxation and muscles and inflammation, and tastes really good. And then you can add, I wouldn't add that honey to it, but you could add honey or molasses, or some people use maple syrup. I don't know about that. If you don't want to use sugar, you can use stevia or something else like that. So those are a few things that I do when it comes to drinking liquids during the day, getting my water intake in, um, not just having plain coffee, have a flavored coffee. Like fall is coming around, so all your flavors like pumpkin spice and things like that. So yes, you can make your own pumpkin spice and add that to your coffee. The thing that's missing, because I had a friend that used to go to Starbucks and she would get me one, and I was just like, because I never was into Starbucks, but they love their pumpkin spice, and they said it's missing what's they never name the ingredients and everything. So one day I was making my blend, and I was like, I had told them to get cardamom because I was using it for a dessert, and I added it to my blend, my cocoa blend and everything, and I was like, oh, that's what the other secret part is the cardamom that they put in there. So cardamom is really good for you too. And then let's see here. Um, as far as drinks go, that's your tea, your water. Um, what else? If you have, if you drink milk or soy milk or plant-based milk, you can do the same things with those. Just add the different flavors to them and everything. It's not, and get those and throughout the day. Right. So the next thing I have, and I made it on the channel, I have a bag of chickpeas. So trying to see something here, because everything is backwards. Let's see here. Let me try that. How about that? There we go. God, why does everything look so backwards? Because I had on mirror. Oh, there's a for if you do lives and everything, don't put on mirror image because yeah, this is behind me just like it is, and it will flip the image. So now we can see what this says. This says chickpeas. Chickpeas, garbanzo beans, it's the same thing. These are a nice source of protein. So if you are looking like for a dish that's a meatless dish one night and everything, these are dried and I have purposes for them. You take a can of chickpeas, keep the liquid because you can make aquafaba, and you can make your like whipping cream and stuff like that. But these are a good source of protein. So if you have a can, you can use a can. If you have the bag, it talks about how to you wash them and let them soak. Cover them with 2 cups of water. Well, that's cooking. Soak overnight. Rinse and sort in a large pot. 1 pound of beans, about 2 cups. Add 6 to 8 cups of cold water. Let stand overnight or at least 6 to 8 hours. Drain soak water and rinse beans. If you soak these and you get that liquid with the water, that's still your aquafaba. So you can sit these and let them soak overnight. They're soft and everything. You can cook them up. You can put them in your salad. You can make that as your main meal. Some people put it with couscous. Some people put it with quinoa. You can put it in with just like a regular salad or a rice. Um, you got barley. Now, like I say, you got these things at home. So this is the whole deal about using things at home. Everybody has rice. Mostly everybody has rice. I should put it that way. Mostly everybody has rice at home. So you think about, okay, leftover rice. Or if you have rice, you made it with one meal and you got a bunch of leftover and everything. What can you do with rice? Well, besides fried rice the next day, you can have a rice and take that bit of rice and then make a salad with it using your chickpeas, your fresh vegetables, or you can use frozen vegetables. You bake your frozen vegetables and then put them on the rice along with the chickpeas, and then you got me as a rice salad. So, you know, thinking beyond the normal is what I always do. And I take leftovers, redo them up, use them up again, and everything. So I've had some on here about using leftovers. Another thing, beans. Beans are a good staple to have all the time. So we got some navy beans, and they're another good source of protein. I remember growing up, during the time, come home from school and there's a pot of navy beans. I was like, oh. But beans is a good source. You know, they put a ham bone in there and cut up the ham and, you know, just some salt and pepper and everything. And that's what we had for a meal. You know, but there's other ways you can use beans and everything. Because I've been looking at that too. Some beans they use to make, hummus. Okay, chickpeas makes hummus. So if you're looking for a dip, here's your chickpeas. Um, the navy beans, I think someone made a pudding with it. I'll have to go back and look and see. I'm like, if they made a pudding with those, y'all know I like doing that. If they made it on YouTube or any other social media, does it really work? Just like we did with the Coca-Cola. And I did that 3 times, and each time it did not turn out. So we're going to try again and see what happens. Um, the beans, you got baby beans, black beans, kidney beans. You got black eyed peas. Black eyed peas is my favorite. But let's see here. I forgot the name of this channel. It's PB with J. I think it's the name of his channel and something else. But there's a lot of actors and actresses that come out that are plant based and they do all kinds of things and everything. Um, and he showed how to make like the aquafaba from the chickpeas from different beans. So that's something else I would like to see. You know, I want to see if it works. But yeah, beans is a great source of protein if you are looking for another way to have protein without always having chicken or hamburger or turkey burger or, or something like that. Use your beans. Beans, they're right up there with having the protein. Right, so let's see here. Fiber. So this has 7 grams of protein and a fourth a cup. So a fourth of a cup is like that. So that's really good. So if you had a half a cup, that's 14 grams of protein. So you're getting your protein in with that. The navy beans have 8 grams of protein, and it's the same serving size, a fourth of a cup. So if you want to mix your beans, and like everybody has that mixed bean soup or stew or something they do, and you're getting a lot of protein like that. But with that also, you can add different vegetables besides peas and corn and carrots and green beans and butter beans. There are so many other vegetables that you can use. Let's sit there. I've got spinach and mustard greens. You think of kale, all your greens, like that. Let's see here, okra. I know some people don't like Brussels sprouts. we like we like Brussels sprouts. That's my granddaughter's favorite. Is Brussels sprouts. So, and then if you're looking for, hey Heather, how you doing? Sitting here talking about using food you have at home and make it healthier, or eating healthier, or along that line and everything. So we're on the subject of beans. So I've got some navy beans here, and I've got some chickpeas here. And we're talking about how this is a great source of protein. I mean, a fourth of a cup has 7 grams for the chickpeas. The navy beans has 8 grams of protein for a fourth of a cup. And then, like I said, when people make the bean soup and has all those different beans in there and everything, you're getting a lot of protein, and then that helps build you up. But you can always add like onions and garlic in there and your different spices. Um, you've got parsley. Some people like putting turmeric in there. Yeah, good. Exactly. Stock up on proteins because sometimes, I mean, beans. If you lose power in the wintertime or a storm comes through, like we had a tornado warning last week, when your power goes out, your food's gonna fall. How you gonna keep it? And, you gotta grill and cook it up and everything. But beans, they're there. And if you have a way to heat up water, it may take a little bit longer to cook them and everything, but you still have your protein there. And then you have your canned vegetables. So, of course, we have canned corn and peas, and so we got some green beans in there. I've got mustard greens. I'm thinking mustard greens, turnip greens. I got spinach. Let's see what else. And of course, we got pre-made canned soup and everything. But try to keep a stockpile of. I don't say stockpile, but um, you know, a good source of different canned vegetables that everybody likes. I'm still okay. Yeah, I've been running here and there, so I get back to that too. Let's see here. You got your black beans, your pinto beans, your red kidney beans, black eyed peas, there's fava beans. Okay. Now is that to go or is that where you're at? So I'm looking over at the chat instead of the camera. So there's different beans. I was watching something that said it was called cranberry bean. It was this white bean with like red lines or spots and everything. It's called a cranberry bean. Okay, that's what you have. Okay, good to know. So they were talking about different beans and where it comes from and how to cook them and everything. So I know there are some beans that you do need to let sit and soak overnight. Um, the chickpeas, and this one says for the navy beans, overnight, soak overnight, or 6 to 8 hours. Well, but to me, be on the safe side, I just like soak them overnight because I have, have my black beans and kidney beans and black eyed peas sit soak overnight and everything, and go to cook them. Excuse me, and some of them are still like not completely done. So it's like that's not good. I have to let them sit the soak a little bit more. So always look at the directions. I'm sometimes not really good on that. Y'all know that by now. And so, but yeah, I have some ideas of these to do. And another thing with chickpeas, before going to chickpeas, you can grind this up to make chickpea flour and have chickpea flour for smoothies to make add to your breads or something you're going to make like cornbread. Put a couple of teaspoons in there, or how much. If you had your flour, your cornmeal, and if you want and add chickpea flour, so you would reduce your flour by how much chickpea flour you want to put in there, and then mix it all up, and then you have cornbread that has protein in it. Um, I want to try it with my bread recipe and see how well that works. I've done that on the I've used the chickpea flour to make stuff. Um, Sometimes it just doesn't work out. You just have to keep at it to see what works. Um, I think was thinking about doing cookies with it or something, and I thought I had it, and it was not. It was my lemon peel. Oh, definitely, definitely. And so, beans are a good staple to have. If you have beans at home, um, think outside the box. You know, there bean soup and this bean and that bean. Soak your beans, cook them a little bit to where that you cook them till they're done or almost done and everything. Then let them cool, and then you can mash them and make them into burgers or like the black bean burger, but it always don't have to be black beans because that's what people think of. Um, Maybe you may have a white bean burger. Um, that's also funny. And then, you could just make a paste with it and then make a sauce. Um, See how that goes. What are beans? I was showing everybody these noodles earlier. So, see there, everybody can see the name. La Moderna, or something like that. These are stars. So, I think today. Let's see. Oh, I came in yesterday. Says to retry these strange vegetables. They're not strange vegetables, but you know, something different. So I put okra and sweet potatoes, diced sweet potatoes, and peas in there, and I had the star noodles, and then because I still have a lot left over, I've been using it for lunch. Then I had onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and oh my goodness, it was so good. I was like, man, that's something good to use as a leftover to do something else with because I have a cheese sauce. Mm, Make a different type of mac and cheese. Because when everybody thinks of mac and cheese, you think of noodles, the cheese, people add bacon, and everything. And there's so many ways you can do mac and cheese. The only thing I won't do is tuna. mac and cheese. Mm. Ever since I got my pacemaker, I cannot eat tuna fish anymore. And I was like, well, but you know, if it came right down to it, you know, I'm quite sure I could. Well, this won't come down to it, you know. So other things that you have, now we got canned sweet potatoes. You know, holidays are coming up, and everybody thinks about sweet potato casserole and everything. So that you can do any time of the year. It's always just a special thing at the holidays to have sweet potato casserole. But you can take sweet potatoes out of the can like that. Take the liquid. I keep the liquid because I use the liquid back into the sweet potatoes when I'm mashing them up, and you season with your cinnamon, your nutmeg, and cloves and all, and it smells really good. But you can make sweet potato pie with that. You don't even have to have the crust if you don't like crust. And take it, and if you got like I got those mini bump pans over there, mini bump pans, and you know, put it in there. Take and make a sweet potato dessert. Um, Now one of my favorites desserts is called the biscuit thing. You know, mix and use the butter and everything. And you take half of it and you push it down into the pan. Then you put your um, jelly or jam or whatever you like and everything. And then you take the crumbles, the rest of it, put it on top. And you could do that with sweet potatoes and have, well, it would be a dessert, but at least, you know, it's something different and everything. And you still got your cinnamon flavors and stuff in there also. So, you know, if you got a can of sweet potatoes. So that talks about sweet potato casserole on the back here. And they use 2 eggs, half a cup of milk, 1.5 cups of brown sugar divided, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a fourth a cup of butter melted, a fourth a cup of all-purpose flour, and 1 cup of chopped pecans. Hmm. So that is a little bit different. Yes, I do. We still haven't got that printer working. So school started. So I want to see about this weekend to print the label because we have a feeling she's going to be printing a lot of stuff off this year too. It's like, oh my goodness, it's hard to believe she's in middle school. Oh, she is just growing. I didn't do like it or don't like it. You know, you go back and look how little she was. That's my granddaughter. Most people know her, and I like, and I miss that age. I really do. That was 6 years ago, 5, 6 years ago. But that's all right. We're still together, and you know, family is family. It'll probably be September when all the things, but yeah, that's fine. I'm not in a rush or anything like that, you know. So I've got to get out there Saturday and get that squash plant down. It's just it fell, and I can't get the two things I had it holding up. Um, the soil, the dirt, well not dirt, but it's the soil and the container is just too loose now. It's like family is family, and she enjoyed all the little squash. I mean, we did get maybe one or two of them that was the size of a lemon because it was a lemon squash. It was supposed to be so bigger than this, but the rest of them were like marble size or maybe a golf ball size here and there. And then with the storms last week and the week before, and the tornado winds and everything. It's just like it's laying. It's like just there, and I'm just like, this isn't good. So let me go get something. Cause I got to share this last night. I'll show it tomorrow night on our treasure hunt. So I've got three channels. Our treasure home is the main channel. Then I have allergy friendly cooking, and then I have a Bible channel, Seek Him First Jesus. And I thought I had put everything up here, but I hadn't. But I planted an orange cayenne pepper, and it's loaded with green. It's loaded with peppers, but one finally turned orange. So we have our first orange cayenne pepper. I was like, oh. Yeah, it's not so weird weathers. Um, it did rain this evening, and then tomorrow it's supposed to rain, and then it gets cooler. So I was like, yes, because I've been wanting to plant. We were talking about the squash and everything. I was gonna plant a pumpkin. I was like, I don't know about that after this thing just did. My tomatoes still have not turned. So gardening, if you have a patio, you can garden. That's something to do at home. Um, Even if you just do herbs, it still helps save in the grocery store and everything. I know, it was over pepper. I was like, and if I turn the rest of it orange, I don't even smell. So Anastasia goes, are we going to have? I'm like, yeah, but after the weekend. She goes, okay. Because she goes, are we going to do it now? I'm like, no, it's school. I said, we'll do it the week on like Thursday or Friday night. She goes, okay. So I am gonna. Oh, yeah. So I'm not going to use all of it um, tomorrow night. Um, when I give her, she takes a. No, I'm gonna give her a little piece because I want to save it for tomorrow night on our treasure home. So can I ask you a channel idea? I can I ask you a channel video idea? You can ask anything. Can I ask you a channel video idea I have? Sure, go right ahead. Yeah. I'm gonna take that off for a minute because I'm gonna add. I am. Alright, now let me save that. So those are what I have. Let me go back here. I was thinking of doing a weekly video a day of the week. Sure, I mean that would help out anything. Um, that's what I used to try to do, and it's like depends on how they said 8 minute video, 8 to 15 minute video. So try and make it at least 8 minutes. If it's longer, that's good. But I always heard 8 minutes. Do at least 8 minutes. Um, so a few highlights from the week. Then, if anyone want one more information on something, it could highlight. Yeah, there you go. That will work. Everybody's always when they start doing a channel on YouTube. You start off with, and you're always changing. You're always growing and everything. So sometimes, it's good to move around and do different things. I think that's a great idea. That's what a lot of people used to do was do video throughout the whole week and then show it, this is what we did the whole week. This is, our weekly video type thing. So, but I just like, I do so many things that it would be longer. I do so many, like I said, I do so many things. Mine would be just like a 2 hour video for everything I do during the week. So that's why I do videos throughout the week. Have that constant, then pop up other stuff randomly. Yeah, there you go. That will work. That definitely will work. I don't know. I'm always putting lipstick on. Because my lips are dry, but then if I don't have no color, I feel like I'm washed. It's a wash. Washes my face out. Yep, there you go. That's a great idea. So other things you might have at home is grains. So your grains like rice, quinoa, barley, what's the other things? Couscous, well, I guess couscous. Let's see here. I have this for a reason. So we are going to share this screen. Alright, grains. So whole grains. Alright, so Refi Grains is the brand, fiber rich outer layer, and then you have the whole grain. Um, then it talks about what's the difference between whole grains and refined grains, enriched grains, and everything. And I'll put this link in the this down in the description. Um, so here we go. Grain, whole grain barley, rye flour, bulgur, whole wheat flour, rye bread, oatmeal, quinoa, whole grain pasta, whole wheat bread, buckwheat, millet, and brown rice. Um, we're going to talk about the importance of grains, help with cardiovascular disease, cancer, type 2, diabetes, weight management, and the daily intake. Now they say they recommend 90 grams of dry weight per day. So, people, you can get your grains in all kinds of different ways. But that's not what, this is what I wanted to see. Alright, so you got your whole grain barley, whole rye, sorghum, whole wheat, quinoa. I have no idea what that is. Buckwheat, aromat, wild rice, brown rice, black rice, red rice. They got bulgur, corn, millet, and oats. So there are some. I bought a bag of organic uncorn wheat berries and at a garlic festival last Saturday. Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do is, but trying to get the different flours, grains that make flours and flour. Um, because even though when I got one from the Montana ones, there are non-GMO. But I would like to sit there and try to make some of these just to sit there and see um, what difference, if it makes a difference on the oats. Oats are easy to do. Buy a thing of oats at the store and you grind them up in the blender. You got oat flour. And then you sift it out. And then what's left in the sifter, put it back in the blender and grind it until, and if it doesn't grind all the way, you take that out and put it using oatmeal or something else. Or, you can still put it in the bread if it still has the oats. You put on top of your bread, so if people know, oh, you got oats in the bread. and everything. So that's something easy to do. Rice flour is another one. If you want to have flour, but you got a big old bucket of rice, you can do the same thing. Take the rice, grind it up. You've got rice flour. Let's see, it was rice, the oats. There was one other thing I did with the flour to make flour. It wasn't corn. Corn you make grind it up and make cornmeal. I cannot recall what, what I did. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. I have to go to my own channel and see what I made. Um, okay, rice, oat, pea, flour. Why didn't I? Alrighty, are we still there? No one. Alright, I'm having issues. Why am I having issues? Alright, I might have to find out what's going on with this camera. And alright, split pea. So it's split pea flour. Let's see here. Let me take that off. Alright, here we go again. Am I know y'all can hear me. And that's what I just did. So give me a moment. There we go. I don't know what's going on. Um, I'm gonna have to get my son to look at this and see why this camera. Because they used the camera today. They had to use it today, and it worked fine. So I don't know why this is all of a sudden doing this. Um, just weird. There's nothing that needs to be updated. It does give me a thing that I have to do a report. I don't know what they click on. Oh, so I think it was when I'm sharing the screen. That's what happens when I do. I don't know. So who knows? It could be StreamYard as far as it goes. There's other things we can use. I may try to use YouTube. Go through YouTube and see if I can share the screen. So, but the different types of flowers like that and everything you can use. The different grains. So it's yeah, we can see me now. So it's split pea, rice, and oats that I did. Um, so those are just you have those, you just grind them up and everything, and then you have flour. Now I have that where I like using the quinoa. Oh my goodness, this is so cool, and it's watch it cook and everything. So it says here a serving is a fourth of a cup, and just like rice and everything, it puffs up and everything. And but this has 6 grams of protein per fourth of a cup. So if you wanted to do a fourth of a cup of quinoa and add your beans to it, um, and then your vegetables, use so a fourth of a cup of Chickpeas has 7, and fourth a cup of navy beans has 8, and then that has 6. So 6 and 8 is 14. That's 21 grams of protein. So, you're getting your protein in. Then you can add, like, if you want to do sweet potatoes. So sweet potatoes has 2 grams of protein, and that's a 2/3 cup. So then, that's 2 and 21 is 23. So plus your other vegetables if you wanted to use them. Some berries like gummy and goji have good protein. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know about those. Um, Something else of people you have at home. Maybe you have some ramen noodles. Um, One thing we learned a long time ago. My son was like 16, 16, 17 or something other. And of course, if you get like the Manchu ones or however you pronounce the name, it will sit there and say, like, so here it contains wheat and soy. The ingredients will say wheat, soy, milk, whatever. It's the packet that has the milk in it. So as long as that flavor packet is still, solid and everything, you can just throw that away and just use your own spices. Use the noodles. I mean, these are like, well, they used to be like 25 cents, but they're not like that anymore. Alrighty, so let's go to Walmart. That's the easiest one to get to fast enough. Everybody has a Walmart. Mostly everybody has a Walmart. Let's put it that way. Oodles or noodles, but noodles. We used to get those all the time. Oodles and noodles. All the time growing up. Norwich and those noodles. Right there. I'm trying to see if they had a single pack. And here we go. They're 46 cents now. Here's the chicken flavor. So there you go. It says contains wheat, soy, and milk ingredients. So we were like, how do you make meat? Oh, of course, now we know how to make meals, but it's the packet that has the milk in it. So and it says a soup base ingredient. So now I have to look and see if they put the gums in it. Which, no, they don't, which is good. But I mean, if you don't have to use that packet, you can use your own seasoning to season your noodles. You could take and make a casserole with the noodles. Something inexpensive and easy to do. Because I've seen someone make a pea salad or like a pea casserole with them and made a cream base and everything and stuck it all together and put cheese together and everything and baked it and everything. And they crushed up the noodles and made some other dish with it. So here we go. You buy spaghetti noodles and that's over $1 now for those for spaghetti noodles. Well, spaghetti noodles kind of like almost turn out like this. You can use that for your spaghetti instead. The Hispanic aisle has some fun ABC pastas and 1, 2, 3s are super cheap. Yeah, these these are like 48 cents. Um, I've got some more coming that are, is it the ABCs or something like that? And I got some more coming because it's different. They got so many different shapes and everything with that. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Because I was looking and like trying to find things that are less expensive but could be still be healthy. Um, I like this cook. This is the for your blood type that I have. And like I said, it says, start with T's. Grains and pasta. Now, right here in this section, it Teens talks about um, neutral, couscous, barley flour, bulgur wheat flour, durum wheat flour. It's supposed to be neutral, right? But then it comes to breads and muffins. Um, on the avoid, the first thing he lists is durum wheat. I'm like, so what's the difference? Like, what's the difference? Because like there is no difference. You know, they can't really go to bed. So that's why I was like, oh, I haven't used those noodles in so long. So let's go and see how they feel. I didn't feel bloated or nothing with those. You know, because sometimes like when you eat regular noodles, white flour, pasta noodles and everything, and I get that heavy feeling and everything. I didn't with those. So I'm just like, I know what to put on the grocery list now. Because they even have the short noodles, like if you want to make, oh my goodness, it was not Lipton cup of soup. That's another one. It had the short noodles in it. It was just like the prepackaged soup and everything, and all you did was add water to it. So I was like, now, because that got me thinking, well, I can get those and kind of like do a mock of that type of soup and stuff and everything. That'd be pretty cool. And then, like I said, you got bay leaves. You put your bay leaves in there. Um, and you can do all kinds of different things. If you want to kind of like a Asian dish, you could do that, or Mediterranean, or Mexican, because you got your turmeric and cumin, you got all the spices, everything. You can change up your different soups and have different kinds of things. If you have canned chicken breast at home, you can drain that. Now these are still in chunks, but then you can take a fork and you can um, make it shredded and everything. You can use that in a casserole instead of the whole chicken from the store. If you have that on hand, that's a quick and easy meal of making besides chicken salad. Um, a chicken noodle dish. You can do chicken and rice with that. The chicken and stars. If you got the ABCs, you know, kids love those fun noodles. And my suggestion again is to put the noodles at the end, towards the end, not at the beginning. Um, I just do everything in the crock pot, and I just wanted to do it that way. And then, so look for those noodles, something quick and easy, a little less expensive. Um, then you can add so many different things to help with, you know, the wheat or the flour or something else. You can make it healthier or on a healthier side of things. Um, let's see, what else I have with the beans. Well, like I said, with the beans and the noodles, and then your frozen vegetables. You can add that. You get a mixed bag of vegetables. That's even better if you want to get that instead of canned. Use half of that, and then add your chicken and some the noodles or the rice and everything, and that makes it a fuller meal. You can do the same thing with the beans, with the half bag of, do a bag of vegetables or mixed vegetables. You could do a California mixed vegetable. Um, and there's so many options if you want to just get the bag itself. Like green beans come in a bag and butter beans come in a bag. Um, Black eyed peas come in a bag all by itself and corn. You make your own kind of mixed vegetables that way. You look for diced sweet potatoes, and frozen sweet potatoes. And there's other stuff that you can do. You can make one that's just all greens, like your spinach and mustard greens and turnip greens and stuff like that. So there's always some kind of way to do something. And like I said, if you have it at home, you got the basics like that, so you already have it. It's like, most people have bacon at home. So take a couple of pieces of bacon, cook it up, chop it up into bacon bits. You got your own bacon bits, and then you can add it to your salads, your soups, or you know, cover it in chocolate. I'm trying to drink this tea. I put that lemon in there, and that honey lemon, I tell you, it is tart. Oh, I'm not, I gotta go play now. Whew, that's a little bit too tart. Mm. So now I'm gonna drink my water, my cucumber lemon water. The cucumbers are good for you. It's a good source of different vitamins and everything. Yeah, I don't need a copyright strike. So that's okay. They get ready for bed and stuff. That's all right. So different ways you can think of making something better than what it was. Not everybody has avocados, but if you have avocados at home, you can make. People think of guacamole, but I made it's supposed to be mayonnaise, but it ended up more like a dressing, an avocado dressing. With that, you can make avocado pudding. I've done that. Uh, and I just think of like with the mayonnaise, I was trying to make an avocado mayonnaise. You can make it to a dip, so you can have that instead of chips and everything. No, no, not yet. All right. This channel, I have 377. It keeps going between that and 380. I have 867 hours. I just went up, but only yeah, only OTH. So let's see here. 869 hours here. So I'm working towards trying to get this one. I mean, if we get there, we get there. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do all three of them. So, you know, we have like 5 months before the hours increase. So yes, that's what I'm working on, Heather. We're all working on something. So, but yeah, I like your idea because the way you're so busy, you get the farm and other things you're doing on the farm and everything. That's so cool. And I was like, where's Heather's videos? Just so busy. Uh, but that's okay. That's a good thing. So, just thinking of different things to work on and everything. Now, I was thinking about when I got to 500 subscribers here to do a giveaway. I already made over 300. I was almost close. I was at 380, so not too far away from 400. But I don't know. I might have to go post it over there when I turn it home and see what I can do. Because I was like, I put it in the post as soon as I get to 500, I'll do a giveaway. And I'm like, lost two people. I'm like, okay, if nobody wants anything, I was surprised. I really am. So, um, like, that's what we do. We got a cucumber. So, I was looking at, like doing smoothies with pineapple. I thought I got them get me a can of pineapple. But now I got this idea of making ice cream, pineapple ice cream. Because, depending on different social media, yeah, I know, I need to. Um, I don't know, I've heard controversy. Well, I don't say controversy. Some people say the other ones don't like you doing that, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, yeah, to get them out there. I know I'm gonna have to. Oh my goodness, I'm doing so much during the day and everything. I'm still working on the cookbook. The cookbook is still available as an ebook. It's available as a on Google Play book. It's out there and everything. But as far as a paperback and hardback on Amazon, Amazon is giving me a really hard time about the book cover. So, book cover. Um, so I'm just like, I've changed the color of it and everything, and different fonts and all that, and that still kicks it back. I'm just like, I'm just going to do the whole thing and see what happens to get this to work. Even after you change, yep, even after I changed it from being a dark brown to kind of like this for more of a beige, light tan color because I thought maybe it was too dark. No, no, it kicked it back. I'm like, I know, I know, same. I only have Facebook. Oh, I'm on TikTok, Rumble, Facebook, and YouTube. I think that's all of them. But like I said, I tried to post, but when I'm working on things, also trying videos, and then working on courses, and so one day I've got to get back on a schedule. One day doing one thing, and then I'm doing lives, which lives are easy. You make sure you got content and go live. Um, but to sit there and every day, don't try to do. That's my advice. Don't try to do everything all in one day. One day make videos. When you got time to edit those videos, add them, put them together. All right, my editing is putting the intro, the video, the outro out, and uploading it. Then you have to edit, get your title in there, your description, and everything else. in there, and that takes time. But I like doing it. And then there's the other things of working on the cookbook and writing the cookbook, and you got courses now you can do on YouTube, which I've been working on those too. And I'm just like, okay, I got to get back to a schedule because you can't always do everything in one day. It's impossible. Um, Even if you don't have a YouTube channel, life, you work. If you work, you got kids, you know, or you're a stay-at-home mom and you still, homeschool or, you know, taking care of little ones, there's a lot of stuff you still have to do. I know I was a single parent. Um, from 1998 on, I was a single parent. And I worked 2 to 3 jobs at different times. So I understand about being busy and, oh my goodness, what am I going to cook for supper and getting the quick meals and the frozen meals and, the Hungry Man meals you just stick in the oven and everything. So that's why some things I make videos of cooking and everything. Here's something quick and easy. You know, if you have 15 minutes, what can you do in 15 minutes? Rice cooks in 15 minutes. Quinoa cooks. So, all right, 2 cups of boiling water, 1 cup of quinoa, 12 to 15 minutes. So in that 12 to 15 minutes, while this is cooking, you could be cutting up vegetables. You can open up this can of chicken and shred it up more and everything. Take your mayonnaise or however you want to use that. You got your mayonnaise, your mustard, and everything. Bill's cooking, cleaning, preserve. Yeah, yeah. Bill's cooking, cleaning, serving animals. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the frozen pizza. Um, or you could take one day to sit there. You've got flour, yeast, water, salt, and oil, and make a pizza dough. It's basically my bread recipe. It's the same thing for your pizza dough. You can add different things to it. Yeah, in time. That's a good idea to block block small time out and do things. And I did that. Oh my goodness, 20 years ago, I would sit there and do that when I was, working and everything. At home, for an hour, I did something. And then after that hour, I did something else. And that's how I would get things done. You keep hearing Saturday. I know that's easy to do. I am frozen again. Ah, and I'm back. There I go. Yeah, I'll have to get my son to look at this tomorrow. 'Cause I have no idea what to do. I'll see what's going on. If I think I can return this camera. Alrighty. So, um, just block out your time to get something done. So, like Sunday, because I know it's going to take some time because I was I see a video on Instagram and I like it, so I hit follow and I need to start doing it. So I've got over 3,400 that I'll look at. Supposed to be following on Instagram. I'm like, hey, oh, I think that's way too much. I need to sit there and cut back. So, and you take a day. All right, so if it's a Sunday. And I know a lot of people, Sunday is church and everything. Maybe Sunday evening, take and make your yeast and everything, your water, yeast, salt, and everything. Make your dough. Your dough takes an hour to rise. And in that hour, you could be doing X, Y, and Z or something else. When the dough rises, you can take it and knead it and everything, cut it in different, how big you want. If you want to make personal pan pizzas, then roll your dough out. and everything, and then flash freeze it, and then stick them, put parchment paper in between them and everything, stick them in a Ziploc bag, and then throughout the week, you've got your mini pizzas or your dough to roll out and throw out. It doesn't take long for it to thaw out, and then you got 15 minutes. Well, or set it out, and that while that some people do put their pizza dough in the oven for a few minutes and then put the toppings on. I don't do that. I will dough, put the toppings on, and there you go. Barbecue, yeah, barbecue. I gotta just make and fit some extras in there. I know. Yeah, make a barbecue pizza. You can have a breakfast pizza. You already got the dough and everything, and so while if you want to put it in the oven to bake for a few minutes, and then while that's happening, you can scramble your eggs and everything. If you made bacon the day before or whatever, you had those bacon bits and you had extra you set to the side. There you go, and then pull your pizza dough back out, your crust back out, load it up, and there you go. Meal Orlando. Oh, that sounds good. That's why people like crock pot meals because it's kind of like a dump and go. And actually, I have that book, the dump and go recipes, before since Anastasia, when she was born and everything, had her dairy allergy. We couldn't do any of them, and we tried to do some differently to see if we could do it dairy free and everything, and just some of them you just couldn't. Meal planning is good. I'm bad at it. Just make the meal plan. See, that's something I used to when Anastasia's dad was her age. I used to do those meal plans and everything. That was because that was for grocery shopping, and then whatever if I had, we had leftover extra, there was the chips and stuff and everything. And let me tell y'all a secret. I've been laying off soda for years and everything, and it did not help me lose weight. So I don't know what people will not be an uproar about all that and everything. Go right ahead. Awesome, welcome back. I stopped drinking soda for so I would have it maybe want to go out to restaurants or most of that was sweet tea anyway. I diet soda here and there or whatever. Did I lose a lot of weight from it? No, I did not. Did I feel better not drinking it? I really don't tell the difference. I really don't. I mean, and when I do get soda, it may be a Diet Pepsi. Most of the time it's 7 Up or Sprite. The clear, or, And I like making my own. It's just my ginger bug just doesn't come out right. So, just like, oh no, that's okay. That's all right. You know, but, with the price of things going up, and I don't like talking negative about anything, but, sometimes we have to look at reality and just to see, is it more cost effective to make your own soda? Because see, I got those bitters still that I can use in soups and stews and everything. So I'll be making a soup or a stew with that. Um, Lemons and limes. Unless if you buy the bags of them, you probably do come out better ahead cost wise with it. Um, and then your carbonated water, somewhere about a dollar. So are you coming out ahead, making your own soda? I don't know. We'll figure that out. But the reason why people start doing it because so they don't have to drink all the stuff that they put in soda. And so it's fun to make your own, but is it really cost effective? But I've been pushing myself a little harder and longer doing outdoor chores since spring, and it's making a difference. Yeah, that's good. that's really good because getting outside and everything. Um, I found a lady about doing stretches. This the piriformis muscle is what I'm having issues with. So, and I noticed when I do those stretches in the morning, I'm okay. I try to do them at nighttime, but at nighttime I'm just like too tired. I'm just like I want to go to bed. Oh, so this chair does not help, but that's okay. When it's time, I'll get another chair and everything. And we got rain, and it's really, really raining. I didn't think we were going to get any rain. Like the Lord, please, not no storm warning tonight. All right, let me see what we got. Just a flood watch. I'll show you on my map. And that's what we're getting. And I didn't think we were going to get that. Oh, so, oh, we're getting more than that. Oh my goodness. It is really coming this way. Well, at least it's overnight. Because tomorrow they go to Anastasia's doctor. Okay. So, as I had talked about earlier, that if y'all see me itching, my eyes watering, itching here, scratching here, which I haven't done in a while and everything, because it is the gums. It's one of the, I don't care if it's xanthan gum, gum, tarragon, or whatever they have in there. Um, I don't think I can have any of them. So, let's see here. Last week was pizza. Or 2 weeks ago was, no, last week was pizza. Anastasia did fine and everything, and we got her Domino's pizza. So my son and daughter-in-law had um, the barbecue chicken and bacon one. It was jalapenos. We had thunderstorm warnings and a dust storm warnings going. Oh my goodness gracious! Y'all be careful, Cynthia. And I started itching. So then we started looking up the ingredients of the pizza dough from Domino's, and there's a few of them, but the hand tossed and the New York crust, and I think the thin crust doesn't. So they got the one, but the gluten-free pizza they have has three of the gums in it. And I was like, well, that don't do me no good. So I was like, we couldn't figure out, well, it's, well, last Friday on the live, when we were doing the hash browns and everything and the cheese, and I pulled out the cheese and the Myers brand cheese without thinking or looking at it and everything. Didn't know they changed the formula and had xanthan gum in it. And I was down to this part of the bag, of an 8-ounce bag, so I had been using that bag. Putting in my omelets to make a cheese omelet and everything. Could not figure out why. I'm like, I'm not eating anything that should cause me itching or anything. I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. So, and I didn't know until last Friday. I flipped the ingredients around. I was like, are you kidding me? Now, Via Life, we checked that. They don't have any of the xanthan gums in it, whereas beforehand it did. So they changed their formula. And now we have regular cheese because Anastasia can have it now. So last night was the first time she had a cheeseburger, a regular cheeseburger, not with my son calls a fake cheese, which technically it is fake cheese. And she loved it. And so they got Swiss, they had Swiss, Colby and Jack, and ghost pepper. I guess it's ghost pepper provolone or something like that. And because normally when she used to ask her about having a cheeseburger, she just want the cheese on the side because I guess it really didn't taste it like that. I'm sorry, vegan cheese does not taste like cheese. But we did what we had to do for anesthesia. And so she said she likes cheeseburgers. And we were like, good, this next year we get to go to the fairs. She gets to have all kinds of food and everything. And, it's going to have a good time. So tomorrow is ice cream. She has, so last week was to make sure she could have cheese and all. So tomorrow's ice cream. So ice cream is more dairy concentrated than cheese. How I don't know. That's what the doctor says. But anyway, so tomorrow is her first little ice cream, and she got Ben and Jerry's Moose Tracks. I know it's gonna be so cool. So they bought Blue Bunny ice cream, and one is strawberry swirl or something like that, or raspberry, and the other one is I just looked at those. A vanilla and something other. Anyway, my son had opened it up the other day. Him and my daughter-in-law and we all had a bite. She goes, "You better be careful with that." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." So I looked at them this morning. I knew they had some, but I looked at it again today. They have all 7 gums and the ice cream. My son goes, "It's a binder." I'm like, they never used to have them in those ice creams when they first came out. That it was like 5 or 6 ingredients: your milk, your cream, your salt, your cultures or whatever, and then that's your ice cream. And it's like, well, I won't be able to have Blue Bunny. He goes, "You got a week." No, actually, this was the other day because you got a week to figure out which ones don't have it. It's like put on a grocery list. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make vanilla bean and marionberry shake tomorrow. Ooh, that sounds good. I was like, I've got all these extracts over here that I'm working on and everything. So if I can just find some plain vanilla, I'd make my own ice cream. Oh no, Walmart, Flyers, Turkey Hill, they all at least have 1 to 2, sometimes 3 of them in there. I'm just like, oh, okay. So now I'm gonna look up. I've got soy milk. How am I gonna make my own ice cream? Make soy milk ice cream. And so I was been looking at that today, and I was like, some things I was like, people always put weird stuff together, like tofu and soy milk. I'm like, tofu is soy. So I'm like, okay, that kind of like made me think, what in the world are these people do? So how are we gonna do it? I'm gonna wing it again and make my own. So I wrote some of it down. I said that'll be a video coming out next week or the week after, because I gotta get in there and do food experiments to see, what's going to work. Do you have an Amish there? No, not like we used to. Or you can. I'm trying to make some. Well, now we can buy the creamer and the half and half and stuff like that. But I'm still trying. Yes, we can have it. But I'm still trying to work on things that you know still dairy free and then alcohol friendly, along with other food allergies or allergies to other stuff. Oh, if it didn't have uh, one of the gum, or if it had one of the gums, it had the carrageenan in it, which is seaweed, and I can't have that either. That doesn't no. Like, why the hell ain't have that either? because the turkey sausage they used to give me, we thought it was rosemary, and then it'd be fine. And I couldn't figure out why. And I had it one time without cheese, and I didn't even collect it. It was the cheese with the xanthan gums in it and the silk soy milk. So as soon as I stopped drinking that silk almond milk, and everything cleared up. So that's my arm. It's all cleared up. I mean, it probably looked a little bit discolored, but not like it was. So um, when I started itching, I'm just like, I get the cough, and y'all see me, I got swallowed, this, that, and the other. I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on? What did I have? And did not know it was the cheese. So I'm like, okay, dokie, here we go. So as soon as I saw that last Friday, it's like, oh, everything makes sense. Well, my skin is doing what it's doing here. I, I can't feel it when it's just doing that, but when I'm like on material, you can feel the dry roughness and everything. Um, and then my eyes itching, and this itching, and my head itching, and I'm just like, a lot of people used to grow up with a stigma of somebody scratching their head that had dandruff, and that's not the case. And that can come from a food allergy also, because eczema can get up in your head also. When babies are born, it's called cradle cap. It's just eczema. So then my eyes were itching and everything. I couldn't figure it out. And this side, I rubbed it. I'm like, oh no, it's got dry skin and it's peeling again. And I'm like, no, we're not doing this again. I looked to see. Sure enough, the ice cream had 7 of them in there. I was like, okay, so now I know it's a 2 week cycle. And so now the next 2 weeks, I need to make sure that I don't eat anything that has those gums in it and everything and clean my system. So another way you can use things at home, you have coffee filters. Um, if you don't have old tea bag thing for loose leaf tea or anything, take a coffee filter. So like turmeric, you want to make turmeric tea, coffee filter, put a teaspoon of turmeric in there. Or about save your twist ties from your bread you get from the store. Take the twist ties, put it around, and that's how you steep your tea. I do that. We have several little tea things. Last night I didn't feel like dealing with them. I did tea bag like that, and I had my tea. I had um not Orbeez. It was it might have been Orbeez. It was a blend that had Orbeez. I don't know. I could see it on. I see it. Oh my goodness gracious! But yeah, I was just like, and I could have gone and got my little kitty cat one. And I was standing right there at the counter, right there, had my water and everything, and I was like, I don't like walking to the other side. So I pulled out a coffee filter and a twist tie thing and just put it in there and just let it sit. Um, for about 5 minutes or so, and then I drank my tea. It was like really good. It works just as well, to use that like that. Um, bay leaf, I've used bay leaves to make a bay leaf tea. Let's see what else. Oh, when you do your water, if you got like frozen fruit, you can put. Now I do blueberries and raspberries. I make a um, drink like that, and it's pretty cool because it turns the water more of a bluish, but it's like a purplish because the blue and the red mixing together. Um, and I don't even sweeten it. but you could if you had stevia, if you wanted to put sugar in it and everything. So, there's different things. Like, if you have pineapple, you can make your pineapple water. Or, frozen fruit. Think of, different things you have. So most of the time, like, people have strawberries and blueberries, um, maybe mangoes. You can do that also. Let's see here, what else? I have in there. Pomegranates. So if I use pomegranates for some reason or another, I like, within 30 minutes, I'm sleepy. So I'm just like, I never knew pomegranates supposed to make you sleepy. That was me. But, see. Yeah, I had these out. Um, Last night we were talking about different herbs that help with different things. And this one it's got carmine, it's got cinnamon chips and my cloves. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. It smells like Christmas, Thanksgiving and Christmas. It smells like fall. But you could do the same thing with that. If you have cloves, I don't know, you got your spices for um, that you cook with, the bake with, and everything. You can take and make the same thing with the tea with the coffee filter. And just take a pinch of each one, or if you already got pumpkin spice mix made, you can put that in the coffee filter, put your twist tie on there. And if you need to, you could take two other twist ties and make it longer so that it'll come and then you can hook it right here on your handle and you still have your coffee filter in there and let that steep like that. So you don't want the twist tie things in your water. So, because I've done that too, so it's like, oh, that looks pretty cool and everything. Like I said, you got your cinnamon, you can add that to your teas and coffees and all, and then let's see what else. Just when you open up your cabinets and your cupboards and everything, um, just look at it and say, you look at it and you go, well, what do I have? Or go, what can I make? I've got this ingredient, that ingredient, this ingredient. You can Google it. What can you make with that? Or, make up your own. Can you see how many times a person shares your video? And that I know of. I don't think so. I, yeah, no. I've never been able to see that. Yeah, I think, no. Don't give them the ideas. Just check another. I know they talk about the view counts are different now, but views and stuff, views don't count towards your hours, but the view counts are different. So I'm just like, why, um, find your protein, veggie, and maybe a starch. Yeah, see, yeah, there you go. Um, so, let's see here. All right, all right. So this says, okay, this is from Runner's World. 20 highest protein food vegetarian runners can eat. Brussels sprouts, broccoli, avocado, corn. Corn is a protein, 2.5 grams of protein in a half a cup of corn. How about that? Oh, it's got a little starch. Spinach, potatoes, 3 grams of protein in one medium white potato. It's interesting. Pumpkin seeds, cashews, steel cut oats, chia seeds, almonds, chickpeas, wild rice, peanuts and peanut butter. Lima beans has 6.6 grams of protein, a half a cup. Black beans, your lentils, tofu, tempeh, and soybeans. Oh wow, soybeans is 29 grams of protein in 1 cup, and it's cooked. I know, I know, Heather. Let's see here, and then Men's Health magazine, so Men's Health, 20 vegetables that are surprising sources of protein. So let's see if they say the same thing. Okay, they got edamame, 11 grams per cup. Pinto beans, 7 grams per half cup. Navy beans, 8 grams per half per, that says per cup. That bag says per fourth a cup. Peas, baked potatoes, spinach, broccoli, wild, Brussels sprouts, button mushroom, has 3 grams of protein. Turnips, 1 cup of cooked turnip greens has 5 grams of protein. So turnip greens, sweet corn, there you go. This says a medium cob has 3 grams of protein. Oyster mushrooms, 3 grams. Snow peas, I love snow peas. 1 cup has 2 grams. Kale, 1 cup cooked has 3 grams. Artichoke, 1 cooked medium artichoke has 3 grams of protein. So there's different ways you can get your protein in more than we think. Broccoli has 4, cauliflower 2, dandelion greens has 2. These are all cooked, 1 cup cooked. Arugula has a half a gram. And then this shows different greens. It's 4 cup. 1 cup has 4 grams. Avocados. 1 avocado has 4 grams of protein, or 14 grams of fiber. Mm. Asparagus, 3 grams. Lentils has 9 grams. Cannelli beans have 8 grams. Black beans, 7 grams. And there you go. So yeah, there's different ways you can get your protein in without having to eat chicken or beef or fish or anything like that. I know snow peas are so yummy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can grow snow peas, but it doesn't get big, and we only get like 4 or 5, and then it's done. So, but yeah, oh Heather, you didn't get to see. My cayenne pepper plant is growing. It's got a lot of green peppers, but I finally got one. This is my orange cayenne pepper. So we got one. So Anastasia and I will taste test that tomorrow night. I don't know if on the live, but we'll do it. She won't do it. Oh, well, she will. Depends on how she feels, but I'll taste test it tomorrow night on the live. So you read it. So I read you eat the amount of protein as the rate you want to be per day. So, example, want to be 150 pounds, you eat as many grams of protein. Oh, wow. That's a lot of protein per day. Oh, my goodness. We're going to see how that is. All right, so I'm looking at it. And the AI overview says to weigh 150 pounds, you should consume between 55 and 150 grams of protein daily. Now, this is from Stanford Medicine. So, uh, well, I'm still not right. There we go. Third time's the charm. Stanford Medicine. All right, let's see what they say. All right, for a 150-pound adult, that's around 55 grams of protein a day, or the equivalent of 8-ounce steak. Let's see here. Yep. As until just a few months ago, the federal RDA of dietary protein for adults was a 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight for a 150-pound adult. That's around 55 grams of protein a day, or the equivalent of an 8-ounce steak. The newly revised dietary guidelines instead recommends 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram, raising the 150-pound person's recommendations to 80 to 110 grams a day. That's quite a jump. So what actually changed with the science? Nothing, said Christopher Gardner, PhD, the director of nutrition studies at Stanford Prevention Research Center. We were really off by that much. What new evidence became available to show that we were off by that much? There really isn't any, Gardner said. Protein has become one of the single most heavily marketed products I've ever seen. Everything is marketed with protein in it. So that's what it is. So one says it's okay, the other one says it's not, and back and forth it goes. You know, to me, do what your body tells you to do. Your body lets you know what's going on. Itching could be part of, yes, outside allergies, but it could be something else. Um, our bodies tell us, hey, we didn't like this. That's indigestion. You get heartburn or something. Your body's saying, I don't have enough acid to process that. Um, and we always thought the opposite was you had too much acid in your stomach, and that's why that was going on. But they have found research and everything that it's low acid that gives you heartburn, not too much acid. Um, Now, still red tomatoes, I still get heartburn with them. Be a good experiment. I know. Yeah, it would be. It definitely would be. Um, yeah. There's something about red tomatoes that still gives me heartburn. I don't know. And peppers. Now, like I said, I don't know if it's because the ingredients, the way it's been produced, or the way they grow it, or something or other. Because last year with my yellow pear tomato, I didn't get that effect, and with my supposed to be a banana pepper, with the peppers I grew last year, I didn't have any issues with those. I didn't have heartburn or anything. Um, and the tomato plant out there, I'll take pictures and post them. Uh, they still this big around. They didn't get bigger, and they haven't changed color. And they've been like that for about almost a month now with them. And I'm just like, are you going to change orange? I'm not. So I have three that about that size. I have one that's about, I'll say, a little bit bigger than a golf ball, and then I saw another one today that's about this size of a big marble, and I'm just like, okay, dokie. I'll just, let's see how this goes. Well, that cucumber plant, they're growing, but not. Did you try some orange tomatoes? No, they're not orange, they're still green. They never turn. I'm like, why aren't you turning? I don't know why it's not. They're not. Yeah, they're still green. Over here, on this side over here are the other two, and it's like they've been there the longest time. They just still green. I, I have no idea. And it was my orange pepper. See, it's loaded with peppers. Just that one turn orange. Okay, okay, we're waiting for you. We're waiting for you. Now my lemon balm, man, that thing is really growing. Or yellow. Yeah, no, my yellow pear tomato is what I had last year. And I got about 50 of those little ones. They really grew with that squash plant. And that's just too much. And it just, oh, and that's just too much without having a trellis. And so I think next year I am not. Oh, my okra finally has its flower, so I'll be getting an okra. But you know, this is the squash. So my two hanging basket things I had in there to hold this up because it was in the container, and with the rain and everything, the soil's too loose to keep those hanging basket holders up, and now the whole thing's just like over. And I'm just like, the squash aren't really coming in anymore. I made some acorn squash the other night. Oh, I love acorn squash. Oh my goodness, that is so good. I got some recipes for that. Um, that I'm gonna redo on this channel. I did them on Our Treasure Home, but I'm doing redo them here. So I'll have to put that on the grocery list. Yeah, that. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And I have seeds that in storage, but now I'm seeing what that squash did, and I wasn't supposed to do that because I actually got the trifecta plant food from in my gardener because I wanted to see. Oh yeah, it works. That's for sure. And one thing I did notice today when I was out there, my two broccoli, um, not broccoli, Brussels sprouts. This one right here got really tall. They were both even. That's one, and then this one really got tall. I'm gonna say, oh, okie dokie, okie dokie, you grew overnight. Um, I thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, okay. Um, so Lisa from Yoga Hall Farm, she goes, Brussels sprouts take a long time. I'm like, I believe it. I said, but I planted this back in April, May, June, July. It is August and everything. So I was like 90 days. 90 days isn't that long. But I went back and looked on the packet. Some of them said between 90 and 120 days. I'm like, oh my goodness. So May, June, July, August. I'm like, I don't understand how some people, I guess in a warmer climate, I guess. But we've been warm and we've had hot days and everything. And I was like, all of a sudden, their garden's got all this and that and the other, and now they're taking them down and planting for the fall and everything. And I was like, I'm still waiting for mine that I planted. Some I did plant up in March, but then I had to replant them again because of the frost. But I was like, because I didn't see anything growing, so I planted it again. So I waited 30 days. Like, I don't know. But I think next year, I was talking to my son earlier, and I'm not going to do no squash. I would like to do a pumpkin, but I don't know. I have to see if that squash there. I don't know if I want to plant a pumpkin. Because I got the little jack-o'-lanterns and everything, because it'd be little pumpkins. I don't know. We'll see. But not that squash plant next year. I'm not doing it. I could do my peppers. The carrots work really well. The turnips did the radishes did very well. I would like to do more lettuces. I try to do my radicchio again, but do more herbs. Where the Brussels sprouts were, I planted the cow peas, black eyed peas. We got one. Ants were all over the leaves. My stuff is just coming in. I did have early spring stuff like lettuce though. Oh, that's cool. See, last year I did a lot of lettuce and that worked very well. But this year it just didn't grow. I don't know what happened to it. And then I think that squash plant was just too much and blocked the sun from too many things. And so did the Brussels sprouts. It blocked the sun from the cowpea plant. And it just didn't, it got like this tall and you could barely see it over top of the Brussels sprouts. And I'm like, I'm like, okay. But I replanted stuff in the same planter and it's still nothing because it's not getting sun. So it's a good way to see what grows where, how big something gets. Do you want to put it in the front or do you put it in the back planters and everything? So the tomatoes I did because I want tomatoes to have the house right so it could lean up against something because I was finagling and everything. And then when the storms came through last week and the wind blowing it this way, then the wind blowing it that way, and then it's going this way. Like, oh goodness. I'm like, I didn't think it was going to survive, but it made it. And I'm like, so there's some more growing. I'm like, okay. Someone goes, no, don't take it down. I'm like, I'm so over it. So over that squash plant and the cucumbers. It has so many flowers, but it don't have. It got very little lemon cucumbers because the cucumbers are supposed to be the size. And then a couple of people who have them said it takes a long time for them. I'm like, I don't have patience for that. I do and I don't. I want a cucumber that that produces it. I mean, quick enough that I can have cucumbers to sit there and pickled and use in salads and everything. And this thing, it's gone beyond what the package said. We have a separate pepper garden and someone's rabbit was coming and eating some. Oh goodness! I have my pepper right beside that lemon balm, so that's been helping. And then I know I keep saying this is rhubarb. I know it is because I know that's what I planted. And this um, start coming up really fast too. Let me get to it. Oh, let's see here. Right. Okay, let's see here. That's just a little short. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. This is when one of the storms came through and it knocked my tomato plant just went across the front, across the door. And it's still blocked. Trying to find a good picture of this rhubarb. I know it's rhubarb. Oh goodness. Alright, let me see here. Those are all the storms. That was 16. No, that was Sunday. I grew Korean cucumbers on the trellis and I really like them. They're still producing. Oh, sweet. August 10th was that storm with the tomato plant down. That one. Oh my goodness gracious. Inside. I know I've done a video. Oh yeah, that's definitely a good thing is to save seeds. Oh, this is when my family's doing crazy stuff. Right. Stop. Right. I'm gonna go frame by frame to see if I can. Um, yeah, I thought sure I got a good pitching back, but I don't. I got my peppers. There it is. Right. So it's right here, where the red is, right there. You can see it. I saw how I put that as rhubarb because Gail sent me the seeds. So it finally started growing, and then it started like this. Is some of it's ended over because of the storm. I'm like, okay, then that's that. No, that's pretty cool. I don't know, but yeah, these cucumbers are taking forever. I mean, we've gotten a couple of them that big, some of them are this little small, and a couple of people go, "You picked them too early." I'm like, they're not growing. I mean, that's just like the lemon squash. Like they get, like I said, half the size, and then the flower part turns brown and everything, and that's what I've always been told. When that turns brown, it's time to pick them because it falls right off, and it's time for them to be picked. And they're like, and again, like this size and everything, like it's time for it to come down. So I'm gonna be doing that this weekend. After today, I felt like going up there and just smacking it. Like I'm so done with this thing, you know. Uh, Because at first I didn't think it was going to grow, and then it started growing. It was doing all right, and then one, the one that's like this and over. Well, there's another one that's this way. Like I said, it blocked a lot of the sun, so that I won't be planting again. The marigolds I will, the peppers I will. Um, I don't know about the Brussels sprouts. We'll see. The peas I would like to grow again because, like I said, if I can grow my own black eyed peas, I would love it. Oh, and I'm waiting for these tomatoes and to see if they're going to turn orange. It's supposed to be an old German tomato. They're supposed to be an orange tomato. And it's gone beyond the point of uh, our research. It's like they say 6 to 8 weeks for it to turn to its color or whatever. And I'm just like, that's beyond that. I'm like, is it, I don't want to get too tough and you can't eat it, or is it not ready yet to be picked? You know? So I was like, I'll try the Dr. Oish's tomato next year. We'll see. I still have a banana pepper. I know it's a banana pepper that I planted. I might plant that next year. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just like, at least now I know it was. When is your first frost date? First frost date usually is in the middle of October. Our first frost date falls this year between October 1st and October 15th. So we're going to see if this year if it snows on the 31st again. Every year for the last 5 years it snowed on the 31st of October. So, oh my. Then I tried to do a winter garden last year, and the only cover crop that grew was chickweed. So I don't know if I'll try a cover crop. And I would like to sit there and try to do some garlic and onions and see how that works. And then I did put a potato in the planter that has the Brussels sprouts now. That didn't do anything either. I think I just kind of like composted itself. I still have time. Okay, about the I'm talking about the carrots and stuff. That's what you're talking about. I could. I have a 5 gallon bucket up there that I grew corn in. Oh my goodness, this is back in 2019, and the ears are about this big and that big around. And there's 2 ears of corn at stage, and I enjoyed it. And they said it's super uneven. It's going to be a milder winter. That's not good. I know they telling us that we're going to end up having an early fall, and my son has said we're not getting no snow because we ain't got no rain. I'm thinking to myself, you just watch and see. And well, we've had rain every day for the last 2 weeks and everything. I said, so I told him the other day, I said, is this rain we're getting? He goes, yeah. I said, that's a precursor of the snow we're going to be getting this year. He goes, how do you know? I said, because we've had a hot summer, and when it starts raining like this, we will end up getting snow. Yeah. It's like, I really, I like the snow. Yeah. See, I did. I replanted some carrots and some radishes, and it just didn't do anything because that squash plant blocked all the sun, and so did the Brussels sprouts and that planter. So I was like, yeah, I'm pulling that out Sunday because we're supposed to get more rain. So we got rain tonight, but it's gonna rain all night tonight. It's gonna rain all day tomorrow. Yeah, because like I said, that rain just came through. But all this is coming through. And then Friday no rain, and Saturday rain, and Sunday. But Sunday's gonna be really nice, in the mid 70s. So it won't be too hot out there to sit there and get all that thing out. I'm like, so I'm done with it. I've never seen a squash plant do what it did. Mm-mm, never. I use soaking seeds before planting. I've done that. I've done the paper towel method and everything. I've direct planted. Uh, I've done it all. But some of it, it's like half and half. Half the time the cocoa towel method works, and half the time it doesn't. So this round I did. I put on the calendar. I thought I probably wrote it down my other. Oh, not this one. I think turn it back to. I was writing the stuff down, and I was like, then change it back to August. Excuse me. Alright, July I planted carrots, basil, holy basil, and sunflower. Only thing that came up was those 2 small sunflowers, and that was it. And they weren't supposed to be small. I just think it's because of the planter it's in. But I planted sunflowers, and some of the bigger planters meant nothing. Nothing. So yeah, once I get that squash plant out, I'll soak the seeds and they'll plant them because I got the small carrots. They only get this big, and they grew. They really did a lot. I was trying to leave one to sit down and let go the seeds so I could save seeds, but Asian I don't like them too much. So I was like, oh well. Um, so I still got a lot of seeds over there for the carrots. So I'm gonna plant some more, and then I'll let at least one or two go to seeds so I can have the more seeds instead of seeds. My cilantro did that. I believe it was like it did the cilantro, the basil and everything. The basil and all just never came up. And they're like really tiny little seeds. I don't know how you gonna suck those suckers. And then the radishes, so those do good. So, but I'm gonna have to let at least one go to seeds so I can get more seeds. Yeah. So, let's see what else. Because I was saying, doing like a herb garden with your thyme, I do have oregano coming up, and I say marjoram, but whatever how you say it, but do like your thyme, your basil. So I was really hoping for some basil this year because I want to make stuff. But the rosemary, I don't have any rosemary seeds. I know you sent me rosemary, but I use that for other stuff. uh, but rosemary. Now my cilantro, my parsley, and my parsley's doing really well up front. Um, the parsley's with the cucumbers, and that's still doing really well. Um, and my cilantro did well. I even let that go to seed, and I got coriander seed. So I was like, that's pretty cool to watch that happen. And then that burdock, I've researched it as a biannual, so it's time for it to die back and everything. So yeah, I know. Always doing something. Oh, so, but yeah, that's the plan. Um, Friday we're making muffins, wheat muffins. We're gonna do that recipe. It's on the back of the bag. I still forgot to get applesauce on the grocery list, but I've looked up what I can substitute the applesauce with. So we're gonna do some substitutions. We're gonna make some wheat muffins and see how they turn out. And then yeah, then like I said, I got a couple of videos coming out this week, and then I'll be making videos on the weekend, and then I feel like something was biting me. We got a fly in here. I'm telling you, he likes going everywhere. Yeah, so the 21st, I have a video coming out. Every Friday, then Monday there's a video, and then I'll be making videos tomorrow. So getting back to getting the videos going and everything. 'Cause, like that cookbook, just that cover is just irritating me. I don't want to work on it. It's not the tie the cover, it's just Amazon and everything. Oh, oh. But alrighty, well, I've been on here for 2 hours. Did not know that. You know what? It's named after a nerve in my arm right here. See, so when you get nerve shooting pain, sometimes it might be from food allergy. You just never know. So it's like something pinching you, but ain't nothing there. Like, yeah. Then I also have to understand now why my hands and feet are cold again because my body's having a reaction to the xanthan gum and the guar gum and that kind of gum. Oh, all right. Before I do get off here, hold on. Let me look at those. All right, one's called Bunny Tracks or something other like that. This one is the banana split. So I'm gonna read it. They're all down right here. All right. So after the corn syrup and milk contains 1% less of natural flavors, salt, canola oil, mono and diglycerized tar gum, TARA gum, guar gum, carabine gum, cellulose gel. The cellulose gel and cellulose gum, I can have that. They don't bother me, but the carrageenan and the xanthan gum. And it's like, so you got to look at your ingredients. But it's besides when it says it contains, when it says allergens information contains almonds, cashews, and milk. You gotta look above that. So I was like, well, those two tasted really good, but it's not really worth the itching, the swelling, the inflammation. That's not worth it. I'll make a way if I might make it my own. I'm going to get my video thing figured out so I can get rolling soon too. Yeah, I know. I understand that. I'll tell you. So, yeah. See, itching here, itching there. Ooh, woohoo! It comes the rain and the rain. Yeah, that storm just passed, so we're gonna get some more. Good sleeping weather. Tell you. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off and put all this stuff away, get ready for bed. So y'all have a wonderful and blessed night, and I'll see you Friday night on Allergy Friendly Cooking. God bless, stay safe, and I love y'all. See y'all later. Till 5 a.m. Yeah, we'll get some sleep. But have a good night. Yep, good night, Heather and Cynthia. And all the TV watchers and replay watchers, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all being here.